Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to do a breakdown of the trailer we got for The Walking Dead Season 9 Episode 14 titled Scars. It looks to be the episode we're finally going to get some answers to about what happened between the 6-year time jump, you know, the post-Rick stuff and all that. So we're going to be doing a shot-by-shot breakdown of the trailer. So with that being said, let's get started. So the trailer opens up with Michonne looking at Rick's gun, and man, just looking at this gun gets me in some awesome feels because it's such an awesome weapon, and you know, it just reminds me so much of Rick because it is his signature weapon. So with that being said, hopefully they do you know, show Michonne finding the gun. I think that would be pretty cool. Like maybe it's floating across the water, or it, like, you know, cleared up on the shore or something. I really hope they actually show us, you know, that Michonne found the gun. I think it'd be pretty cool. And we're gonna see some of the flashback scenes in the trailer later on, but hopefully we're gonna talk more about it then. But hopefully they do show us some signs that, you know, gives them hints that Rick is alive. I think that'll be pretty cool. Next, we got a shot of Michonne and Judith standing here holding hands, and it looks like it's like at some sort of memorial or something. You know, they're remembering someone, because here's a better shot of it from the trailer we got way back in November. I'm pretty sure it's the exact same shot. As you can see, there's some flowers here, and they're like taking a moment of silence, probably remembering something. For me, it's Rick, because I remember Carl's grave had that cross on it, so I don't think it's Carl, but yeah, this is definitely, I think, in some sort of remembrance for Rick. And, you know, there's also another shot that I want to talk about that we got during some sort of random, like, Twitter clip that AMC posted. But there's a shot right here of Michonne and Judith crying, and I think we're going to find out what happened here in this episode also. Michonne is wearing a different set of clothes here opposed to the one, you know, when she's standing on the grave. But I wanted to talk about this because we should be getting answers, you know, because it's a very Michonne-based episode. But whatever's going on here is pretty crazy, because Michonne and Judith are both on the ground, broken down, crying. Michonne has blood on her, and, you know, I don't think this is just them remembering Rick. I think something really bad must have happened, and we're going to get to it more later on in this trailer when there's some flashback scenes. But moving on. Next, we got Aaron informing Michonne that Daryl's at the gates, and this is most likely going to be during the opening minutes. As you can see here, you know, they're at the gates, and they're going to be probably let in, but you know, Michonne's definitely going to have some issues with Lydia. And then also, 3 episodes left this season. Completely blows my mind. This season flew by so quickly, and this season has been so good, but I feel like the episodes have been so good that the, you know, episodes fly by because it's so entertaining. But anyways, moving on. Yeah, because next we have Michonne saying, what about her? And then once again, Henry protects her and says she's with us. So I'm sure Michonne is going to be okay with it because Daryl's okay with it. You know, she trusts Daryl and stuff, but I'm still pretty sure that she's going to have somebody keeping an eye on Lydia at all times. Next, we got a shot of this box that says Judith on it, and then in the next scene, it's hard to tell what exactly she's holding, but I believe she is holding a gun, possibly and probably Rick's Python. But what I think this box is probably just like a box for Judith. You know, her, like, because Judith has the gun right now, right? So I feel like, you know, when Michonne found the gun, she probably didn't go out and using it. She just probably put in this box because the gun meant too much to her. And then she said, you know what, when Judith is older, you know, the gun can go to her. That way it would have a special meaning behind it rather than just me, you know, going out and using it all the time. Next, we get our first Judith and Daryl scene, which I'm very, very excited for. I can't, because we haven't seen these two have a scene yet, so I can't wait for that. But Judith as Daryl is Hilltop in danger, and it says, what would my dad do? So we don't get an answer from Daryl just yet, but I can't wait to see what he says, because, you know, obviously Rick meant the world to Daryl, and I'm very interested to see what his response is to this. Alright, after this is when the flashbacks begin, which I'm very, very excited for. We have, it's hard to tell, but I believe that's going to be Michonne on that horse, and we have the river here. So again, it looks like we're going to actually see Michonne looking for Rick, which I cannot wait for, and hopefully they give us little signs that Rick survived. You know, like we know Daryl right now in the back of his head, he thinks Rick is alive because he couldn't find a body. Hopefully we get to see that play through in the episode. Next, we got Michonne walking here, and she has the cold python, and then we have this shot of Daryl running, and this is definitely a flashback because Daryl is wearing a different set of clothes, and just like the whole way this shot is filmed, you know, the colorization, I'm pretty sure these are the flashback scenes. But he's running from something, or running towards something, I could say. Maybe, you know, he sees some, like, Michonne in danger or something, but it's hard to tell if the scars are from like a group of people or just something they did between themselves, because we know Daryl said, or Norman Reedus said on The Talking Dead, that the scars are between Michonne. It's a secret between Michonne and Daryl. But my question is if it's another group involved in it, or is it just something like, they did between themselves because they felt like they had to for Rick. That's my question. Because the trailer is definitely amped up and it makes it seem like something crazy is happening, but I just don't know if it's people or walkers, because it could be the people they brought into Alexandria before Magnus Group that they were talking about in episode 6. My theory, if you watch my video on that, is that I think that whatever group that came to Alexandria before Magnus Group, Michonne and Daryl killed all of them, and then they feel guilty or something, so that's why they give themselves the X scars. But also, a lot of people are saying that the X scars are for Rick, like just remembrance for Rick. But whatever the case is, it's between those two only. So the episode title is Scars though, so we most definitely are going to be getting some answers, which I cannot wait for. Next, we have Michonne riding her horse very fast, and we have Daryl pointing his crossbow at something. So I feel like the way this is filmed, and they just make it seem very climatic, I feel like it's more than just walkers. And if my theory is right, that whatever group that they invited to Alexandria, if that's really what happened, hopefully we get to see that they killed them in these scenes, because Daryl's also wearing different clothes than he was when the bridge exploded. So it's not like we know Daryl's been on his own for a very long time, but he obviously went back to Alexandria, and then maybe after this traumatic accident or whatever, then he retreated into the woods because he felt guilty or something, or wanted to be alone. I think that's what's happening here. Next, we got Michonne killing some walkers, and at the end of the trailer she's yelling out at Judith very, very loudly. So look at the shirt she's wearing. It's the exact same shirt that she's wearing in this shot when she's hugging Judith and they're both on the ground crying. I don't think this is a flashback. I think Judith might go missing in this scene, in this episode, because some of the stuff at this end sequence of the trailer looks to be a flashback. Like this shot right here, it looks like Michonne has the cold python, and it looks like she's wearing like a bun shirt. That looks like a flashback. The Daryl stuff looks like a flashback, but when Michonne is on the horse, I think that's like present day. Because earlier in the trailer, we also have, like I said, Judith was asking Daryl if Hilltop's in danger. So maybe, Judith wants to go to the hilltop or something, and then she leaves and she gets lost or something, because I think that's what's happening here. Obviously Michonne yelling Judith, she's obviously looking for her, and then at the end when they're on the ground and she's bloody from walkers and they're crying, they obviously reunited. So I think Michonne is gonna go after Judith, because she most likely is gonna be getting lost. Because there's also this shot from the trailer we got way back in November, and Michonne's hair is definitely different here. So this is a flashback, and at first I was kind of connecting I thought like this could be connected with the other one when she's killing the walkers, but it's not, because she's wearing a completely different shirt. And I feel like she's way too stressed out here to be killing walkers. I mean, she was stressed out looking for Judith, but this scene, I think, going back to what I think could be happening, Michonne and Daryl killing the people who came to Alexandria after Rick, I feel like that's what's going on here, because look at the background. That looks to be like some sort of building. It doesn't look like to be like in the middle of nowhere to be killing walkers. And she just seems way too stressed out to be killing, walkers. I feel like, I mean, she could be stressed out because she just lost Rick. This could be like very shortly after Rick. But to me, just based on her look and the way she's, swinging her katana, I feel like she's killing somebody. It doesn't look like we're going to get any hilltop or whispers or anything in this episode, which is okay, because I think it's needed to take a step back and have this episode with, a very grounded episode with, just Alexandria, and then finally learning what happened, between the 6-year time jump, because the next 2 episodes are going to be very intense with the fair, and then obviously the aftermath of the fair, season finale. And then season 10 is going to be like full swing Whisper War. So this is kind of like the final episode for us to take a step back and think about Rick. And, we're always going to be thinking about Rick, but this is going to be definitely a very heavy remembrance of him. To wrap up this review, I got 2 questions for you guys. First question is, what do you think is going on in this scene right here? Do you think Michonne is killing somebody, or do you think, she's just killing a walker? For me, I think she's killing like a human, like maybe those people who came to Alexandria. She just seems way too stressed out. The background with this little building, I feel like maybe it could be like a little home or something. That's what I think is happening here. But my second question is like an overall question. What do you think is going on with the scars? Like, do you think it's Rick related, like they did it to remember Rick or something? Or do you think it's more of like, they felt guilty for killing these people and they scarred themselves? Let me know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts and opinions on there? I am going to wrap it up for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Again, leave all your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. I have a video coming out later today talking about 2 sneak peeks we got for this episode, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me on these videos. I do appreciate it. And for more Rock Nick content like this, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys later.